Funding provided by
Musco Lighting is honored to support Iowa PBS. We're an Iowa company that lights local schools, community fields, and stadiums, arenas, and venues in more than 125 countries. While our reach is global, our commitment is local.
The Pella Roll Screen Foundation is a proud supporter of Iowa PBS. Pella Windows and Doors strives to better our communities and build a better tomorrow.
and by Fareway Meat and Grocery. For more than 80 years, Fareway has been proud to be an active part of the communities we serve. Learn more at fareway.com.
With our Iowa roots and Midwestern values, Farmers Mutual Hail is committed to offering innovative farm insurance for America's farmers, just as we have for 6 generations. Farmers Mutual Hail, America's crop insurance company.
The spotlight is flipped in the on position for state championship softball from Fort Dodge, Iowa, and the Harlan and Hazel Rogers Sports Complex. It's state championship softball here on Iowa PBS. It's the Audubon Wheelers and the Meter Bulldogs, a 3-1 matchup here on Friday afternoon. Hello, everybody. Along with Laura Leonard, I'm Paul Yeager. We've had some doozies of a game so far. We have a doozy of a one coming up right now. Meter, 39 wins in a row, Laura. Audubon has won both of their games on walk-offs. They're not even really supposed to be here. What do you do if you're in this situation?
Hey, you just go out and enjoy the moment, and you play the ball game. You're playing in the state title game, and Meter, a runner-up a year ago, looking to try to become the champions this year. And Audubon, hey, go out and have fun and try to pull the upset.
And they are having fun, and they are playing with the house money. It has been a fantastic run for the Wheelers, their first trip to state ever. Riley Miller has pitched 2 complete games, and Michelle Brooks, the walk-off 2-run double. We'll talk about the Audubon County Fair Queen in a little bit. For Meter, 3rd year at state, again, runner-up last year. They have another youth movement. Maddie Schnell with the walk-off home run in the semifinal win versus East Marshall. This one's going to be a good one, but now let's go upstairs to Tim Fitzpatrick for some introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Jack North Award is given to the outstanding senior performer from the state tournament. The award, named in honor of the former information director of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, is given annually in basketball and softball. Presenting the Jack North Softball Award is Aaron Gerlich, Executive Director of the IGHSAU. The 2023 softball honoree is Ellie Flanagan of North Lynn. Ellie led the Lynx to the Class 1A state tournament, pitching all 3 games and allowing just 1 run. She also had 2 hits in the Class 1A state championship game. Ellie will be a sophomore at DMAC next fall and is a member of the softball team. Ladies and gentlemen, the softball recipient of the Jack North Award from Northland High School, Ellie Flanagan. The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union recognizes pitchers that have achieved 100 career victories for their high school career. 2 pitchers reached the 100 victory milestone during the 2023 season. Here today to present today's honorees with their 100-game plaque is IGHSAU Executive Director Aaron Gerlich. Our first honoree is Emily Meyer from North Union. Emily compiled a career record of 104 and 34, qualifying for the state tournament in 2021 and 2022. She is now playing softball at Bethany College in Mankato, Minnesota, and was an assistant softball coach at North Union this summer. Owning a record of 104 wins and 34 losses, congratulations to Emily Meyer of North Union High School. Our second honoree recorded a career mark of 106 and 26 at West Burlington Notre Dame High School. In addition to her 106 wins, she owns over 1,000 career strikeouts and was a career 400 hitter, earning All-State honors 3 times. She just finished her first season at Southeastern Community College in Burlington, earning All-Region honors as a freshman. With a record of 106 wins and 24 losses, congratulations to Lauren Summers of West Burlington, Notre Dame. Congratulations to the 100-game winners from the 2023 season, Emily Meyer from North Union and Lauren Summers from West Burlington, Burlington, Notre Dame. The IGHSAU Golden Plaque of Distinction Award honors the Iowa coach who has demonstrated a successful career while making notable contributions towards school, community, and the coaching profession. Presenting the 2024 Golden Plaque of Distinction Award is IGHSAU Executive Director Aaron Gerlich and Softball Administrator Jason Esslinger. This year's recipient of the IGHSAU Golden Plaque of Distinction Award in softball is Jill Holsing of BGM. Jill has been coaching for 37 years, beginning her career at MOC. She then enjoyed a 24-year stint at Grinnell, guiding the Tigers to 4 state tournament appearances. For the last 10 seasons, she has been coaching the BGM softball team. Jill owns over 600 career victories and has earned District Coach of the Year honors. She was inducted into the Iowa Girls Coaches Association Hall of Fame in 2019. Jill is a past president of the Iowa Girls Coaches Association and has served as a softball chair for many years. She has also served on the IGHSAU Softball Advisory Committee and is a current member of the IGHSAU Softball Hall of Fame jury. Jill and her husband Jerry, also a Golden Plaque recipient in basketball, are the parents to 4 daughters and have 3 grandchildren. Congratulations to the 2024 recipient of the Golden Plaque of Distinction in softball from BGM, Jill Holsing.
Congratulations to Jill and Ellie, as well as Lauren and Emily on this beautiful. I kind of thought it had gotten a little warmer, Lauren. I looked at the weather. We've actually gone up to 86 degrees, feels like 96. Winds out of the south-southeast at 8. As you look at that flag, and ball's blowing out.
Yeah,
and it was in the first game.
Thank goodness for a little bit of wind, because I think the humidity is a little high, and we saw that maybe with some of the field conditions in that first game. We'll see what it looks like here in game number 2.
Had to do a little bit. We talked about kind of the dirt there around second as you pan. You can see the diamond there. They kind of water it down to reduce some of that dust, and we'll see how the conditions play. This is arguably the hottest it's been this week is right here. We had low 80s, then mid 80s was about all the hotter we got. And as we get into that upper 80s, it gets to be interesting. There's a look at the circle. They've been kind of working on that and adjusting. There's been a couple of games where they've had a little too much dust and dry. They've watered that down. But real quick, as they head out to introductions, Ellie Flanagan, we saw last year in the 1A title game, and they are the defending champs. Did not qualify, but Martinsdale St. Mary's, who they beat. Martinsdale St. Mary's has a chance in our 3rd game tonight, but we got game 2 first. As you see the Wheelers in red and Van Meter in blue making their way on. Tim Fitzpatrick will introduce us to the reserves and the players, the coaches, all part of the pageantry here at the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Softball Tournament in Fort Dodge. We talked a little bit about Van Meter in the open, Laura. 39 games straight. It'll be kind of one of the stories as the game goes on, but we just don't see streaks like that very often. But Van Meter is putting together an incredible run, a little bit almost historic.
Yeah, it is. I mean, their last loss was to Winterset back on May 25th, and so they have run the table since that point. And they just have a nice combination of players, speed, a little bit of power, really good pitching.
There's a look at James Flaws. His father, Jim, coaches for Carlisle, and they won the state title. If you're going to win 2 in the family, you got to have 1, and they've had that. So now, no pressure, James. It's up to you.
I don't think he feels any pressure. I think he feels really confident in this team.
Oh, he should. This has been a good team. But there's a look at the Audubon coach. Andrea Schwery, and she's only in her first year as the coach of this program, which is Audubon and EHK. It's a combined. They didn't decide to do that until late winter, and so it's been kind of a on-the-go process as they work their way through this. So we'll hear from both of those coaches with our mid-game interviews. As you can see, the coaches are wearing microphones, and we've had our exchange of information in the pre-plate meeting, and now it'll be time for introductions. And Tim Fitzpatrick.
Good afternoon, softball fans, and welcome to Rogers Sports Complex in this 2A state championship game between the visiting team, the Audubon Wheelers, and the home team, the Van Meter Bulldogs. It's time to meet the players and coaches from both teams. First of all, the visitors, the Audubon Wheelers. Here are your non-starters. Number 15, Zoe Rasmussen. Number 16, Jordan Mulford. Number 20, Lucy Stannerson. Number 22, Maya King. Number 26, Peyton Gust. And number 27, Briley Peterson. Your assistant coaches, Chris Obermeyer and Hannah Tigeson. Now here's your starting lineup. For the Audubon Wheelers, leading off, playing center field, number 10, Maddie Nielsen. Batting second at shortstop, number 12, Taryn Peterson. Batting third and doing the catching, number 3, Jordan Porsche. Cleanup hitter for the Wheelers, doing the pitching, number 4, Riley Miller. Batting fifth, playing first base, number 5, Alexis Obermeyer. Batting sixth at second base, number 6, Addie Hooker. Batting seventh, playing third base, number 1, Michelle Brooks. Batting eighth in left field, number 7, Anna Larson. And batting in the ninth position, the right fielder, number 13, Gemini Goodwin. Head coach for the Wheelers, Andrea Schwery. And now let's meet the team and coaches from the home team from Van Meter. Here are your non-starters. Number 1, Ashlyn Small. Number 2, Lily Lindsay. Number 5, Brooklyn Lifetog. Number 6, Jilly Wasmansky. Number 7, Audrey Barr. Number 10, Cielo Sparks. Number 21, Ivy Vaught. Number 22, Kat Shepard. Number 24, Ella Fennessy. Number 27, Lydia Thummel. And number 32, Mara Corrados. Your assistant coaches, Josh Flaws, Hillary Ullman, and Emily Block. And now here's your starting lineup for the Van Meter Bulldogs, leading off, playing shortstop, number 12, Finley Netton. Batting second, playing third base, number 3, Lauren Wallace. Batting third, doing the catching, number 17, Callie Richards. Cleanup hitter for the Bulldogs, doing the pitching, number 8, Madeline Waldorf. Batting fifth at second base, number 20, Hallie Corrados. Batting sixth in left field, number 9, Kennedy Weedman. Batting seventh in right field, number 4, Bianca Prickett. Batting eighth, the designated player, number 18, Alice Ruggles. Batting in the ninth position at first base, number 11, Maddie Schnell. And your flex player in center field, number 14, Katie Vaught. Head coach for the Bulldogs, James Flaws. Now, ladies and gentlemen, turn your attention to the home plate area. The umpires assigned to this contest by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. At first base, Shane Weigel. At third base, Tony Vandergriff. And calling the balls and strikes this afternoon, Mr. Gary Wax. All right. Who's ready to win a state championship?
We're moving things along here as Van Meter breaks the huddle and heads to their dugout while Audubon gets ready to get the bats. Let's take a look at the defense that Van Meter will send out. Weedman, Vaughn, and Cricket in the outfield. And then it's Wallace, Netton, Garridos, and Ruggles at first. The catcher is Callie Richards, and the pitcher is Maddie Waldorf. What do you know about Maddie Waldorf there, Laura? She is a 27-1 pitcher, pretty good.
Yeah, she is really good. Has as many pitches as syllables that you just put into her name. So she's going to be around the plate. She's going to hit the zones and show you a lot of different looks.
Future Grandview Viking, and she is in the circle today. And this is the lineup that she will play and try to plate as quickly as possible for Audubon. They lead off with Nielsen, then it's Peterson, Jordan Porsche. Bats third, Riley Miller in the cleanup spot. Obermeyer, Hooker, Brooks, Larson, and Goodwin round out the lineup for Audubon. As we get a little bit past the hour there, what are the keys to the game, Laura?
Well, what Audubon needs to do is they need to take away the small ball of Van Meter, and they are going to do it. They like to bunt, they like to run, and then they can't take plays off. You have to be engaged every single play. You cannot take a play off. You can't let your mind wander. You've got to be in the moment all the time.
I'm ready to be in the moment.
I am too.
I get my extra syllables out of the way. What are the keys for Van Meter?
And well, they need to make them chase. Go after bad pitches. Make them get themselves out. And then get runners on base early and start moving them around.
First pitch is a strike at 5:33 on July the 26th, 2024. This is the Class 2A Championship, the middle game of our three-game set here on Iowa PBS today. Waldorf looks in, throws another pitch that's a strike. Gary Wax raises the right arm. And Maddie Nielsen is down 0-2 to start this at-bat. The pitch coming. Misses inside. The 1-2 coming to the senior. Popped back.
Yeah, the one thing that Waldorf getting ahead in the count. And then she did try to get them to chase. Excuse me. And then came back with another one right down the middle of the plate. But you can tell that Waldorf is fired up. And she's got a lot of adrenaline going.
High pop-up on the infield. Ruggles fights the sun, the distance, and the base runner to make a tough play to record the game's first out.
That was really tough.
Yeah.
It was a major league pop-up, and Ruggles called for it right away, called everybody off, gave the hand up, say, I've got this under control, but it was up there for a long time.
That'll make way for Taryn Peterson, the freshman shortstop. Swings at the first offering.
You got to be disciplined at the plate.
That one is a strike on the inside part of the plate.
Showing a lot of different locations and changing the batter's eye with what she's thrown so far.
Let's see what she does here on 0-2 to Peterson. Swung on and fouled out of play to the left side. Peterson has had a hit in each of the quarter and semifinal games, which Audubon won in walk-off fashion in both games. Scored 3 in the 7th in the semis to get here. That pitch, she dips down in the zone to foul it off and get another one.
Peterson making some really good adjustments at the plate. She got the rise ball the pitch before, had to climb the stairs to try to foul that one off. Then they go downstairs, and she had to bend over and reach out to get it, to knock it foul.
Waldorf winds and fires again and gets the rise ball to get Peterson out on strikes. First strikeout of the game is the second out of the first inning. Just climb the zone with that pitch. And, you know, I think, Laura, we've talked about changing the eye level of pitches, and that one was, it's always looks so good upstairs like that.
It's so hard to do, and then try to make the adjustment of that to try to hit that pitch. You've got to change the level of your swing. You've got to bring the hands up, and you have to try to level it off. You want to try to hit the top part of the ball, not the bottom part of the ball, because it's going to go straight up.
Porsche, 3 home runs on the season. Bats here with 1 strike, and again they've thrown 3 straight pitches up in the zone. That time maybe a little too high.
But if you can get that hitter to go after that one, you just keep inching it up, stair by stair, keep going higher on the ladder.
There's the grip. Good look from the crew above the third base dugout there. Little TV secret. Zooms in on the grip of those pitches. Let's see what Waldorf does here on 2-1. There it is again. And that one into that well-constructed net.
I flinched on that one.
I thought so.
I did. I flinched. It was right at me. I think she heard me say she just keeps climbing the ladder, climbing the ladder. She's like, I'll give you one. See if you can hit this one, broadcaster.
The pitch, high again, ball 4. Porsche on with a 2-out walk.
Really nice at bat, nice discipline by Porsche. Let it all go. Did not go after any of those pitches.
So we will have Riley Miller bat now, the pitcher. The pitch to the freshman. Up and in, but high. 330 hitter, 18 RBI, 6 doubles. Wandering off a little bit is Porsche, and Richards' snap throw down to Ruggles, not in time. And now Van Meter looks to have a quick conference on what they want to do here with 2 outs.
And I think just a moment for them all to get together and go, okay, all right, everybody take a deep breath. We've got 2 out here. Let's don't let this get away from us. Let's just get the out. Waldorf's kind of keyed up since she's overthrown a lot of her last few pitches.
2-0 catches inside. I was going to ask you a couple of pitches ago, and I'll ask it. Who's got more of the pressure right now? Is it Van Meter or is it Audubon? I mean, Van Meter's been in this position before. They know what a championship game is like. Audubon hasn't. 3-0 is taken for a strike.
I kind of feel like the pressure is on Van Meter. They've been here. They want to win that title so badly. They were runner-up a year ago. Audubon's a new kid in town, and they don't know what they don't know. They're just going out here playing softball. And, oh, by the way, we're playing for a state championship, so let's go out and have fun.
Back-to-back walks, Porsche and Miller brings up Alexis Obermeyer.
Let's go, 2-2.
And we will have a courtesy runner. And it's going to be Lucy Stannerson, the 8th grader. So Miller will go in and get ready to pitch. Stannerson will go down to first. First pitch fouled back into the screen by Obermeyer.
And Waldorf knows has missed spots with the last couple of batters, so comes in with one. You have to believe that she's going to come right after Obermeyer here again.
The 0-1. This is, you want to have some fun. This is these two girls are about to be college roommates, the pitcher and the batter. Obermeyer and Waldorf will room together at Grandview. Right now, they're competitors on the field. The 1-1. Swung through and missed.
Well, think about those conversations in the dorm room. Everything's gonna come down to this ball game. They're gonna go, hey, remember when I struck you out? Hey, remember when I got that base hit? That is going to be banter for the next several years.
The 1-2 is a called third strike. Waldorf gets win number 1 in the roommate battle to end the threat. Second strikeout of the inning is the third out. And Audubon leaves a pair.
Great job, great start offensively, Kay. Mayor, come to you. Let's go. Dogs on 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, bud, nice job. Hey, we'll keep working. 2 start batters.
James Flaws with a couple of words. Not too worried here. Audubon leaves a couple, and we'll go to work with Riley Miller. She drew a walk, and now she'll come out to pitch. So we get a look at her in the circle. On the season, Miller is a 15-2 pitcher, and we'll talk a little bit more about her in a moment. This is the defense behind Miller. It's Larson, Nielsen, and Goodwin left to right in the outfield. Brooks is at third, Peterson and Hooker in the middle, and Obermeyer at first. Jordan Porsche is the catcher, and Riley Miller is the pitcher. On the season, a 1.22 ERA, struck out 237, Laura. Opponents are batting 142 about her. What do you see in Riley Miller?
Yeah, she's got a good rise ball as well, throws a little bit of a drop curve, and will mix in an off-speed pitch every now and again.
As they huddle, one final time before this pitch. This is the lineup. Finley Netton, Lauren Wallace, Callie Richards, Maddie Waldorf, Haley Corrados, Weedman, Prickett, Ruggles, Schnell to bat. For the Dogs, Finley Netton headed to the University of Northern Iowa. 2 consecutive games where we'll see Panthers in the action. Carly Goodwin in our nightcap. Right now it's Finley Netton. The first pitch to her is high. .390 on the season with 10 home runs, 64 runs, 52 stolen bases. That is a great stat line. Shows bunt, pulls it away, goes off the glove of Porsche, back to the screen.
Yeah, as a team leader in stolen bases, runs, home runs. Really good leadoff hitter for Van Meter.
Runners even with the bag, kind of crash on the pitch, and that one is right down the middle for a 2-0 strike. Scouting report on Van Meter from coaches is Van Meter's going to put the ball in play. You prove that you can field it, and then you got to prove it again because we're going to keep putting it in play on the bunt.
Right, put it in the dirt is what they want to do. Is just get it down, get it in the field of play, and let that speed come into play as well. They'll bunt you to death, and they'll run you to death. They just put it down in the dirt and hope that you can get them out.
Riley Miller takes a little something off that 3-1 pitch. And Netton now bats with a full count. She digs in from the right batter's box. And that pitch is high, leadoff walk. Van Meter had 14 stolen bases, a state tournament record on Tuesday against West Fork. And there's Netton, good look at her. She's a track state champ, by the way. So yeah, that speed's the real. She's going on the pitch. The throw down to second is not in time. Stolen base. She was going before.
Yeah, they didn't waste any time.
No.
Let's just put it that way. That their first pitch, they're going. She was off and running. Throw just comes up a little bit short.
Wallace pops up the bunt.
Portia's going to have her hands full today. She's got to be ready when there are runners on base. Be ready. Keep an eye on those base runners. be able to transfer that ball from glove to hand and be ready to throw.
The pitch is high. And the thing about the stolen base, Laura, that I like is it's a free base if you can make it work. You don't have to sacrifice an out on a bunt to move the runner up. But the problem is that second to third is a tough one to get, and that's fouled back, and that'll make it a ball and 2 strikes.
We have seen teams this week and over the course of the season where they do get in that situation. You have speed on second base, nobody out. Show bunt, try to draw those corners in, and see if your runner at second can outrun the shortstop.
The 1-2 is swung on and missed for the first out of the Van Meter first. And Wallace is down, cannot move the runner up. That'll be Callie Richards. Richards shows bunt, and Porsche runs down to Netton to try to chase her back to second.
She's getting a huge lead out there. And they show the bunt, try to draw those corners in. And Netton took a chance, got about halfway.
The 1-0, Richards shows bunt, it's a strike.
Being up there in the left-handed box, you're kind of pinching it over towards the first base line. So it's a lot of ground for the second baseman and Hucker to come over and cover. And at short, Peterson's moving with the runner, so nobody's there to cover, so she can get that big lead out there at second.
See if Richards lays down a bunt at 1-2. I wouldn't be surprised if she does, or she'll just swing away. Watches it though. Never showed bunt on that play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out here. Audubon stranded a pair in their half of the first. Van Meter has their leadoff runner on with 1 out here in their half, and that one is high, right by Callie's kitchen. Count goes full. Miller's pitch is a ball. And Richards is on with a 1-out walk. So 2 walks for Van Meter.
Got time. 21 for the catcher.
Ivy Vaughn will run for Richards at first.
21 courtesy. How you good at bat, Kelly? 21 courtesy catcher.
Vaught, not Vaughn, Vaught.
Get that courtesy runner in there, get a little more speed on the bases. And you've got right now the middle of the lineup up, your cleanup hitter.
Madeline Waldorf, the pitcher. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and it's a strike. 526 hitter, 9 home runs. That's an impressive stat line. Swing and a miss. That pitch kind of went up. Rise ball there from Miller, who's ahead 0-2 on the cleanup hitter.
Got a good look at how Miller released that from her hand and was able to get that spin.
0-2.
Swing and a miss, foul tip, caught by Porsche for out number 2.
Living with that rise ball. Giving Waldorf a little bit of her own medicine there.
Hallie Corrados to bat here with 2 outs. After that initial at-bat, Netton has kind of not tried to advance on Porsche. Let's see what they do here with 2 outs. Off speed,
Yeah,
called strike.
But look how far she's getting. She's almost more than halfway, and she's trying to draw that throw, and they're doing the right thing. Portia's looking right at her, running right at her, making her make that decision, getting her back to second. If you throw behind her, she's going to go to third.
As Corrado swings through that one. And now Miller is a strike away from getting out of this first inning untouched. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the pitch, high. But what does a good secondary lead like that by Netton accomplish?
Eventually, it's going to get them to, either they're going to ignore or they're going to throw.
Ground ball to short. Peterson over to first to get the out. The 2 runners will stay left on base in the stat book. We've played an inning. No score, Audubon and Van Meter. Let's watch it again on the hard hit ball. In the hole, Peterson had to hurry. So the 2 walks don't come back to bite Miller. Here's how this bracket in Class 2A. Van Meter, 10-run West Fork in the opener. Then East Marshall beat Lisbon. Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont beat Northeast in that part of the quarterfinals. And then Audubon walked off West Monona. And then that EBF Audubon game was really, really good. And then you see Van Meter advancing here to the state title game. In the 3rd place game in 2A, Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont beat East Marshall 14-2 in 5 innings. And they're already probably deep into that 3rd game over there. No, not yet? Okay. Oh, okay. We're not deep in this game yet, Laura. We're just getting ready in the 1st inning. What have you seen so far?
Well, I've seen no runs put up.
I know, right?
That's different than the last few games that we've witnessed here at the tournament. But you know, both of these teams are going to put pressure on the defense. They're doing a good job of being smart at the plate, not going after bad pitches. And I think we're starting, yes, we're 1 inning in, but the pitchers kind of started to settle in, got their balls to move where they wanted them to move, got the spin on them. And I think instead of a lot of runs here, I think we may have a pitcher's duel.
Addie Hooker, a .269 hitter, is now down 0-2. But again, we're seeing the pitchers in this game kind of do what the pitchers in the last game did. And that's kept grabbing for the rosin and the towel. Swing and a miss, 3-pitch strikeout of Addie Hooker. 3rd strikeout of the game for Waldorf is the 1st out here in the 2nd.
Yeah, it's just a little humid here, and the air is kind of thick, and it's going to be hard to be able to get the good grip on the ball. But I think both pitchers have figured out a way to overcome that. That pitch was right belt high, and that had a little heat. So did that one.
First pitch to Michelle Brooks, the senior, who had the game-winning 2-run hit to right center on a big swing. She was just trying to get it to right field, push those runners on. Now she's just trying to get on base. .235 hitter, 17 runs driven in, 2 of them coming on Wednesday.
And in that ball game, her first at bat, she hit one to the right side. And the first baseman made an incredible play. It hit her glove, it popped up in the air. She stayed after it and dove and caught it and robbed Brooks of a base hit. And she said, I remember that when I was at bat, and I knew I needed to get it out of her reach to get it into right field.
The 1-2 is off the plate to Brooks. As the communication from the bench goes out of the ear of Richards. She gets her earpiece back in.
Yeah, we've doing games over the course of the summer. You've seen a lot of different ways of communicating into the players what the signal is. You've got the verbal that we see right there with the earpiece. You've got teams in Valley the other night in the state champion. They had the electronic wristbands that they use, and then you still see the cards that coaches communicate to get their signals in. So there's a lot of different ways to communicate with your team nowadays.
The 3-2 is swung on and missed as it backed up on Brooks. 4 strikeouts now for Waldorf. Waldorf struck out 10 against West Fork and then 9 against East Marshall. Already with 4 of the 5 outs have come via strikeout. Anna Larson bats, the sophomore. 8th place hitter for this team. That pitch misses from Waldorf. The 2-0 coming is swung through and missed. Waldorf. Well, that's Larson. There's Waldorf. Waldorf going to go to Grandview work. She's already been working with Claudia Farrell on the pitching coach side of things. That'll be one of her coaches at Grandview, who has a record or 2 here at the state tournament, including, I think, strikeouts in a tournament.
You know, and Claudia and her dad, Willie, say they watch these games all the time. They love watching the softball games and on the state tournament. And so they might be listening tonight and watching one of their future players at Grandview. And Claudia is was an excellent pitcher and is an excellent coach and a great teacher.
3 balls, 2 strikes coming to Anna Larson. And that one's off the plate for a ball 4. Tell you what if we added Willie to be the 3rd member of this broadcast crew? Could you imagine that?
I think I don't get to talk now. If Willie were on that broadcast, Willie Farrell, you and I, neither of us would speak.
No.
He just would do the whole show.
He would do everything, and it would be entertaining.
It definitely would be entertaining.
I like to think I can sometimes come up with a quick line. I am in pee-wee ball when I'm around Willie in a group setting. All right, so the runner on is Larson at first. Gemini Goodwin bats, and that pitch is belled high and a strike. Goodwin, the right fielder, a senior, one of the 3 players to come over from Exira EHK to join this Audubon team this year. That one is popped up, and it's just going to be too tall and too hard for Richards to get to. Goodwin, Peterson, and Miller, the 3 from EHK. Exira, Elkhorn, Kimbleton.
Yeah.
Tom Peterson, a longtime girls basketball coach there.
Another famous alum from Elkhorn Kimbleton. Just took over the reins of the Iowa women's basketball program.
Yes.
Jan Jensen.
You know her?
A little bit. She was a star at Drake.
Oh,
I know
really?
that. I gotta get my Drake plug in. I gotta get my Bulldogs. I gotta get the Drake Bulldogs plug in.
The 1-2 is swung through and missed. Strike number 3. And Waldorf strikes out the side. As Goodwin is out on strikes, Larson is stranded on base.
Stay still, looking forward, you're not gonna hit it. You gotta see the ball deeper into the zone, okay? We gotta get bunched out. We're also swinging 0-1's not a good pitch. We throw 0-1 high and out usually, or high and in, okay? So 0-1's not gonna be a good pitch. Get ahead so you can get a good pitch. Let's go, dogs on 3, 1, 2, 3. 1 to the fence, let's go.
You know, we talk about pitchers getting ahead in the count all the time. He's telling his hitters, you get ahead in the count. So don't go after bad pitches.
So not only are they trying to take advantage of every base, they're trying to take advantage of every pitch, too.
And you have to, and you have to, and I know they've studied every team that they've gone up against here at the state tournament, and they have the good scouting report, and they know what they're supposed to do and what she's going to throw, but you have to be one step ahead and try to. Is there any pattern that's happening with these pitches in the pitch sequence? and try to figure that out, or just zone in on an area and try to drive the ball?
You know, this is, you know, we talked about pitchers. I know we're really looking forward to the pitching matchup in this closing game, but we might have ourselves shaping up to be a pretty good one here so far. I mean, 6 strikeouts for Waldorf. She struck out everybody, and Miller has struck out 2 in her 3 outs. So let's see what happens now to the middle bottom of the order. It's Kennedy Weidman to lead things off for the girls in blue and white. First pitch is a strike, so getting ahead is Riley Miller, and falling behind is Van Meter. So is that when the coach just shakes his head? What did we just talk about?
Well, sometimes it's hard to take the message from the huddle.
Slaps it to short. Peterson over to Obermeyer. Doesn't matter because the ball comes out of the glove, and Weidman leads things off here with an infield hit.
Weidman, who also runs track, showed off that track speed as she just punches it into the ground and turns and runs and gets there before the ball.
And of course, I stick my neck out before I get the answer there. They're going to rule that an error. And so now Bianca Prickett will bat, the right fielder.
Prickett played a big role in that semifinal game the other night. She had to come in relief.
The pitch throw down to second is cut off by Peterson. So down to second is Weidman on a stolen base. You know, we were on pace in that first game for lots of stolen bases, and then everybody just gave up and started hitting doubles and home runs. We'll see how long it lasts here in this game. Second stolen base of the game by Van Meter. Prickett shows bunt, gets it down. Here comes Brooks, throws across to first, gets away from Obermeyer. Coming around to score is going to be Kennedy Weidman. And Van Meter takes a 1-0 lead on 2 pitches.
And that's how they do it. Put it in the dirt, get it in play, steal some bases, and execute at the plate.
That should be another error. So back-to-back errors for Audubon. Puts a run on the board for Van Meter. So Prickett is at first. What do we talk about, Laura? Time and time again, just put the ball in play.
Make the defense do their work. Make them do their job, make them prove it. And that's what Van Meter does, is they put it in play. You have to be ready if you're a fielder. Be on your toes and know that you've got to pick it clean and you've got to make that transfer very quickly and flawlessly and throw it over to first to get the out.
And that bunt is nearly an error on the batter because she popped it up, but getting back is Prickett. So coming in as Obermeyer to make that play, 1 away now. So Alice Ruggles is out. Maddie Schnell comes to bat here. The freshman hit that game-winning home run in the 8th.
And she was so excited after that when we had the chance to talk to her, and somebody said, what was it like? What did she goes, it was crazy. It was so crazy.
Shows bunt, fouls it off. And I think that was her first career home run.
It was.
She's an 8th grader. She's not even been an official high schooler yet. And she's already has a place in Van Meter lore.
You know, and she said, you know, I said, what was the thought process, or what was the feeling in the dugout? Because you guys really hadn't hit the ball very well or very hard in that ball game. And she said, you know, we just said, don't let that last at bat get you down. You've got another opportunity. Come back stronger. Come back. Do something in your next at bat. So if you get out or you hit a ball right at them, then you just come back stronger, and that's exactly what she did.
Well, take the stolen base off because she left early. So
No pitch, 0-2.
Prickett is called out for leaving early.
0-2.
We're going to see that here on replay if this doesn't end the inning, 1-2. Now we'll get to see that early look, that early departure. Yeah, pitch had not left her hand. Yep.
And base runners try to get an advantage wherever they can, and it's all a game. I mean, you just try to figure it out. Where's the advantage that I can gain?
Hooker on the 2-hopper throws out Schnell and erases the line for Van Meter. So a couple of errors, a lead to a run, but it could have been worse.
All right, we knew they were going to score. Okay, that's all they get. Hey, we can clean it up. Okay, nothing they did special, just something we did. Okay, we're fine. Okay, got the nerves out. Second time through the batter lineup. Let's get some runs going, all right?
Okay, let's go get it.
Be patient, be patient, be patient. Here we go.
It's 6 runs on 3, 1, 2, 3, 6 runs!
Andrea Schwery there, head coach. She'd been the head coach at IGHSAU. She's from Manning. Now we're going to get a chance to see some slow motion pitching.
I always like looking at these things just to see how the release from all these pitchers, what they do to get the spin, how far out and what kind of a push they get off the rubber and the extension, and then the excitement of throwing a strike or striking somebody out.
You know, whenever I get done watching that great work again by the crew, getting that and showing that, is the poor rubber, because they are pushing off with so much force. Because the weight, we talk about the weight room. I mean, these are athletes who spend a lot of time in the weight room, and part of it is they need strong, low thrust, push off to get the ball home.
You need those strong legs, and you need that leg drive to be able to give you some of that velocity on your pitches.
Maddie Nielsen on the season, 365, 37 runs. She bats for the second time in this game. 1-0 Van Meter. Nielsen ahead in the count, 2-0, and that ball is bounced. Oh, they're going to say it hit her. All right, so Nielsen's hit on the pitch. She'll go down to first.
Yeah, we've talked about it. The grip, the moisture in the air. And it looks like Richards and Waldorf going to have a quick little discussion. Waldorf did look at her fingertips and just say, yeah, they're not getting the good grip. So she's going to the dirt, going to try to see if that will help.
I can tell when the humidity's here. We've done enough games. I can kind of tell when the humidity's up, and I'm not competing, so I know when their body temp and everything is just pushing that sweat so much more, and it is hard to keep it all in check. But that is part of the game. Both teams playing in these same environments right now, so it's not really an advantage. It's just who can deal with it the best. First pitch is a strike. So Nielsen's at first, Taryn Peterson's at the plate. Maddie Waldorf is the pitcher. Bunted towards third. Wallace gloves, throws to Ruggles. They'll throw back to second, doesn't get Nielsen, but the runner does advance.
It was very, very close on that throw over to first base that she came off a little bit too soon. We're going to get a chance to look at that. I'm not sure if Ruggles came off, but it from my vantage point, looked like she might have left the bag a little early to make that throw back down to second, and the umpire right there to make the out.
That pitch is swung through by Jordan Porsche, who walked in her last at-bat. I do apologize for the member of the, I think that's somebody from the Astros bench that's up above us, double pounding on the fence. I think a fastball's coming. The 0-1 inside. evens it up at a ball and a strike. Nielsen at second, moved up there by Peterson. Here in the third, 1-0 Van Meter on Friday afternoon as we move towards evening. Popped up into the net and foul.
Well, this is what you do when you're Audubon. You're down a game or down a run. You get that first runner on, you move him around, get him in his second base, and then give yourself a couple opportunities to try to knock her in.
That pitch is high at the letters.
Boy, Porsche just kind of looked around waiting for the call from the umpire, and she's like, ooh, got away with one.
That wasn't a strike? Okay.
Huh.
2-2. That one's high. And Porsche went up on her tippy toes thinking, I want that one, and laid off.
She's had a really good at bat so far. Good eye, laying off of those pitches that are borderline.
Hit up the middle, it's gonna hit the second base bag, roll into right. They're gonna hold Nielsen at third. I think if that ball doesn't hit the bag, Laura, Nielsen easily scores because it would have gone into right, but instead it's runners at the corner with an out.
It was hit just far enough to get right back up the middle. And you're gonna see right here, it comes right off the corner of the bag and caroms into the outfield.
That bag at second base. I still think if that had gotten over the bag and kept going.
Coach Flaw's in the circle, and we also have an Audubon huddle.
Stay up, okay? If there's a bunt, I want lead, okay? If there's a bunt, I want lead from you. From you, just check, okay? Just from you and you. Got it? Here we go, dogs on three. 1, 2, 3.
Talking over a little strategy. What happens if they do lay down a bunt, if they try to squeeze this run in from third base? How they're going to handle the runners at the corners if they do try to take second with the runner over there in Porsche at first base.
Riley Miller had the game-winning hit in the quarterfinal. Looking for a big hit here to tie it. And if it's a big enough hit, maybe give him the lead. First pitch low, and going down to second will be Porsche. So now it'll be second and third, force out of off the table. And now a base hit likely does score 2.
Base hit will probably score 2. Fly ball to the outfield will tie it up.
Pitch is high from Waldorf. Waldorf's only given up 3 runs this tournament, none to West Fork and 3 to East Marshall before she was lifted. The pitch is a strike. The 2-1 is a strike. Almost the same place as the last pitch.
Yeah, right there on the outside part of the plate. And that's one that you try to just punch it to the right side. See if that runner would come home.
Richard saved a run right there.
Yes,
that
she
one
sure did.
sailed out on Waldorf.
It's good reaction time back behind the plate. You're right, she did save a run.
Inside swing and miss. Big fist pump from Waldorf to get the second out of the inning on a strikeout of Miller.
Jammed her, got right in on the hands, and she couldn't get the arms extended. Tried to pull the bat in to make some contact. That was a really good quality pitch from Waldorf.
It's up to Lex Obermeyer.
Richard's doing a great job behind the plate, just blocking everything, getting up out of the crouch to catch the high pitches. She was doing everything to keep the ball in front.
The 1-0 is swung on and missed by Obermeyer. Coach calls her a great power hitter. They just need her to get something in play, get down for a hit. The 1-1 is low. Richards, it gets away from her. The run's gonna score, and it's thrown away behind the on-deck circle, and 2 runs are gonna score. On a wild pitch that really didn't look like it was gonna go that far, ends up costing 2 runs, and Audubon takes the lead.
Heads up base running as well as Porsche is right on the heels of Nielsen.
Here's
this one in the dirt off the mask, and it's located right away by Richards, but the errant throw gets by Waldorf. And right on the heels, head first slide is Porsche.
That's a wild pitch and then an error on the throw. Okay, so that allows the run to score. And that's the one where you're probably gonna tell her you're not gonna get the run, eat it, because you don't want 1 to become 2, and 1 became 2 very quickly.
Right, and I apologize, that was the courtesy runner for Porsche. That was not Porsche. I'm sorry, I think it was Brand, maybe. I apologize. I did not get that change.
I didn't either.
I think that's what the number I saw.
Okay, so the 3-2 coming here is low, and Obermeyer is on with a walk. Obermeyer was trying to get a hit. She gets a walk, but she also was just up long enough to allow a wild pitch. So now the Wheelers are rolling here, up 2-1, and that one gets away from Richards. And Obermeyer is gonna motor on down to second. So another run in scoring position with 2 outs.
Same kind of thing that we saw in that first game. Jersey Mets was having issues, and it was missing them down and in the dirt, right in that same location.
Waldorf said she's been working on the mental side of things. Right now, her mind is racing. Throws a great pitch. That was a great comeback throw. Bad pitch inside. Addie Hooker, the senior, struck out in her first at-bat back in the second. 6th batter of this inning looks at a pitch that catches the plate. And now Waldorf's a strike away from getting out of this inning. It's hit into left field for a base hit. Obermeyer's gonna go to third. Hooker's gonna dance around at first. Back into the circle the ball goes. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Audubon threatening again.
Obermeyer held up a little bit on that line drive. I think didn't realize or forgot that there was 2 outs. I don't think she would have been able to score. I think they would have held her up either way, but now you have runners at the corners. That ball was hit pretty hard and got out to left field fairly quickly.
It's up to Brooks, the senior. 2 in so far for Audubon. That one's low. Richards throws back to the pitcher. Everybody's safe. Obermeyer and then Hooker. And now James Flaws to come out and have a conference.
Hey, you gotta get this out right here, okay? This is one of their worst hitters. We're gonna throw her outside. Probably gonna hit to the right side or hit it right or pull it, okay? It's gonna be a hard ground ball or a hard hit ball to you to second base, okay? So she's ready to roll. We're playing her. Let's go shade 2-1 here, okay? Shade 2, you're gonna go first base. Let's go. Dogs on 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go, kid.
It's a pitching change. Bianca Prickett went in, got the mask. And they'll send Waldorf.
This girl's going back to DP. Pitcher's going to 3.
All right, so we have a few things we'll sort out here.
This girl's going to 9.
Laura, you were talking about chasing. Look, I know you weren't talking about. That's going to be my segue earlier. But you can get your picture taken there at the throne, the Iowa Girl Throne. As that's been a new addition to the tournaments here this year, as they can get some great photos. There's a tiara there. There's a softball there.
Yeah, we have not had a chance to get over there and get our picture taken. But those little added fun things that the Girls Union has done over the course of the years has made this tournament, the same way with girls basketball, makes them so special for all the fans, all the players that are able to come up and participate in these events.
All right, so Bianca Prickett's going to come in to pitch. And then they sent, I think they sent Waldorf to first. Prickett had to come in that game against East Marshall. James Flaws making that change a little earlier than he did the other day. And then Ruggles is out on the DP, right? Schnell goes to right. Okay. And I think everybody has been updated and briefed by Gary Wax. Good to see the umpires in the pink shirts today for their work. Off-speed pitch, misses. Oh no, that does catch the zone.
Those are the same kind of moves they made the other night in their semifinal game, and Prickett did a really nice job of coming in and handling the situation in a tough situation.
Brooks hits it in the air to center. Getting under it is Vaught, and that ends the rally, not before. The Wheelers play and take a lead here in the 2A championship game.
Re-enter. She's going to re-enter. Everything you do. Down, see it down, see it down. Keep making her throw. Same idea. Let's go. Dogs on 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Let's go.
Nothing special.
Well, you heard Coach Flaws, almost the same demeanor, same tone as he's had the first 2 innings, but now the situation's a little bit different. We are now going to see Riley Miller in slow motion.
Boy, she gets a lot of push and able to turn it over. Look at that drive. She almost gets a little airborne there as she's pushing off the rubber.
Riley Miller, as a 6th grader, came to this tournament at this field and wanted to meet Fort Dodge pitcher Jalen Adams because she wanted to pitch like her, be like her as a softball player. The two met back then. Jalen Adams now pitching for the University of Iowa, won a state title on this field a couple of years ago. Jalen, an excellent pitcher.
That's what this tournament's all about, and that's what being an Iowa girl is all about, having your idols, your role models, seeing these players play in the state tournament and getting the opportunity to meet them and want to emulate them. And she has a great career in front of her. She is young, but boy, has she made a name for herself already. And she's going to be one of those players that the younger girls are going to come and look up to and want to be like her.
Finley Netton now down 0-2 the pitches from Riley Miller.
Stole second and could go no further. He's 2 for 6 in the state tournament.
Hit in the air, foul though, and out of play. Audubon, which won in walk-off fashion Wednesday in the semifinals, got on the bus and went back home. Slept in their own beds Wednesday night. It was a little later when they made it home. They were able to sleep in Thursday, work out on their own field, and then came back up this morning, arriving early this afternoon. About a 70-mile drive home.
I was able to sleep in on Thursday. It was a late night.
Pitch goes high from Miller. Finley Netton walked to lead off the game for Van Meter on the batting side. Bats here in the third. Swings through it for a strike 3. As Miller climbs the ladder for that strikeout.
That's one of her go-to pitches at that rise ball. And when it's working for her, she's very tough.
Miller's first pitch to Lauren Wallace is a ball. Wallace, a 5-year varsity player. Soccer star for the Bulldogs. So imagine that, she hustles.
Yeah, always does the little things.
Hit off the hands over the shortstop for a moment. Peterson just leaves a little air between her feet and the ground and grabs it out of the night sky for out number 2.
Soft little liner that Peterson just had to retreat on just a little bit. Able to reach out and grab it.
Is that an abracadabra moment? Gonna reach out and grab you?
That was a good song.
Ground ball over to third. Hooker to first, high, and somehow Obermeyer comes back down before Richards can reach. And what could have been an error and an inning extender is not. A play that never happened. As the Wheelers.
Also, hey, make them pay for this switch early. Okay,
Yes.
let's go.
Hey,
Let's put it on them.
Middle of the box, front middle of the box.
I love the game when we can listen in and the grit back and forth. And this is the on-play field. Hopefully we're pretty nice and to each other on social media, but at times social media is pretty good to connect, and that's what we want you to do right now. Give us a follow on Facebook. You can message us at Iowa PBS, or if you want to use a hashtag, Iowa PBS Sports. Join that conversation. Give us a follow on Facebook and X. Use that hashtag. Enjoy the championships with other fans. Let's keep it nice, though, shall we? We all know you love your teams, and your teams love you. One thing, second year in a row, Laura, the signs are very obvious here. The yelling of the, I don't know, just very unsportsmanlike play, not really tolerated. They're going to send you home.
Yeah, and you know what? That, as you had said, be nice to one another. Cheer for your team. Yeah, there's a little rivalry going on, and let's have some fun with it. And you can taunt a little back and forth. That's part of the game, but let's just be nice. And if you don't, go home.
You know, in basketball, we hear the chants back and forth of the fans. We don't hear that as much in softball. Occasionally we get that. It's rare. A lot of times everybody's just outside enjoying the nice evening. They're enjoying a 2-1 game right now with Audubon in the lead, and they're back at the bat here in the fourth. Larson, Goodwin, and Nielsen due up. Larson walked. Back in the second. Two runs, 2 hits, 2 errors for Van Meter, or for Audubon. 1 run, 0 hits, and 1 error for Van Meter. There's a good look at Larson. She puts it in play to the pitcher, Prickett, and that's an out.
You heard Coach Schwery say, let's make them pay for this early switch. But I'm going to tell you, Prickett did a really nice job coming in the semifinals. No nerves, just bared down, kept them in that ball game, got them to a point where they could win it. So she's going to be tough. She's just because she's the second pitcher to come into this ball game, doesn't mean she's going to be any less effective. She does a good job, a little bit different speed than what we saw with Waldorf, but she's going to hit her spots.
Gemini Goodwin bats with an even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Off speed, gloved by Netton across to Waldorf, not in time, and that's an infield hit for Goodwin. Hustling down the line the whole way.
That was a tough chance for Netton. She had to cover a lot of ground, had to go down to a knee to try to pick that clean. Couldn't get a good handle on the grip of the ball to throw it.
And she juggled it. I didn't see the juggle, so that's ruled an error. And Maddie Nielsen bats the leadoff for Audubon. So Goodwin goes to first. Nielsen was the one who started that rally in the quarterfinals. Scored the game-winning run. Bats here, hits it to Wallace, but foul by about a foot. That Audubon red stands out there with the sun hitting it. The 0-2 is hit towards Wallace. Gloves it, throws to second in time. Gets Goodwin on a bang-bang play on the fielder's choice.
Wallace did a nice job of just smothering that ball. Comes down the line to her, make sure she has a good grip on it. And just a bang-bang play, as you had said, over there at second, very close.
Taryn Peterson now to bat, the second place hitter. And the fourth batter of the inning. She's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Did have that nice sacrifice bunt. Bats here with 2 outs, and it's hit over the head of center, and it's going to go all the way to the wall. Rounding third is Goodwin. She's being waved home. The throw is off the line. And into second with an RBI single is Taryn Peterson. 3-1 Audubon.
Peterson, a good contact hitter, got all of that one. And that was a gapper all the way to the fence. With 2 out, Coach Shorey sending the runner, Goodwin, the entire way.
Ruled a double for Peterson. It's an RBI.
Excuse me, that was Nielsen. My scorebook is all messed up.
Well, Nielsen was on the fielder's choice, and Goodwin, you're right, I said Goodwin. There's another one ripped to Wallace, thrown across the diamond, but not before Audubon scores another run. Scoring was Maddie Nielsen on an RBI double by Taryn Peterson. And this one has gotten to be a pretty interesting ball game as Porsche grounds out to end the threat.
One.
And Audubon leads 3-1 in this Class 2A state championship game. And joining us now is head coach Andrea Schwery. Coach, your team up 3-1. Feeling pretty good. What's going right for you?
Just being aggressive on the bases, being patient in the box. Made them switch their pitcher early, so we need to make them pay now. We can't let up. We still got 3.5 innings yet to play. They're a good hitting team. They're number 1 for a reason, so we got to keep adding runs every inning as much as we can, and keep playing good defense behind Riley. Okay, they're going to give a run, and we got to make sure we hold them and respond as well.
Real quick on Riley Miller, what's she doing well?
Trusting her pitches, she's moving it, keep them on their toes, mixing it up. And just really trusting herself. JP's doing a good job of catching her too. She had a foul tip for a strikeout. That's huge when we can get those.
All right, appreciate it, Coach. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Andrea Schwery, head coach of the Wheelers. Hit them hard, be mad, is what she said in the post game. And her team has hit the ball hard. They've put it in play. Yeah, they've had 2 errors, but so far it's working on their behalf.
Well, again, I think that they're playing loose. and they're excited to be here. They're not letting any kind of pressure of a state game get to them.
First pitch is popped up to Miller by Maddie Waldorf. And all of a sudden, Laura, you could say that as this game progresses and you're down 2-1, the pressure gets a little bit more and a little bit more around Van Meter.
Yeah, you've been in this position. You were here a year ago. We're the runner-up, and you've been looking for that opportunity to get back to this ball game. Because Coach Flaws says that loss last year stuck with them. That was the biggest motivating factor for them throughout this season.
Hallie Corrados bats here with an 0-1. The pitch from Miller coming inside. I asked a couple of the players for Van Meter how long between when that last out was made and you watched the replay of that state championship game. A couple of them said right away, almost within hours. The pitch is outside. Same question to Coach Floss. How long did it be before you watched? He goes, I haven't watched it all. He says, I can relive and play that game back, play by play by play.
I'm sure he can, and a lot of coaches can do that too because they remember every single play, every single turning point in a ball game.
Grounded towards third. It's Brooks across to Obermeyer for the out. And the wheels keep turning here. 2 away in the fourth.
Corrados made it very close down at first base. That's a long throw from where Brooks fielded that ball across the diamond, but able to get it there in time.
Kennedy Weedman to bat from the left side. That lefty slapper pushes it towards third. Brooks has to hustle, not in time. That is some incredible speed right there. That's almost state track championship speed.
I think it is state track championship speed. Just put it in play, put your head down, get down the line. If it takes that long to get down to third base, she's going to beat that out every single time. Got to play in a couple of steps on her.
Bianca Prickett to bat. Now the pitcher of record.
They aren't afraid to steal bases in situations like this, even down 3-1. They need to get a runner in scoring position.
That pitch is a strike to Prickett. Two away here in the fourth. Audubon got 2 runs in the third and 1 in the fourth. And the pitch is hot. Throw late down to second. I'm not sure Porsche, kind of a delayed steal there by Weedman.
Just kind of looked over at the third base coaching box, and I saw Coach just kind of give a little extra signal before the pitch. And kind of felt like she was going to be going, and she was off with the pitch.
The 1-2 is fouled off to the left side, right in the area of where Alice Ruggles waits on deck to bat.
Big opportunity right now.
And a called third strike on Prickett. That is her 4th strikeout of the game. Van Meter leaves 1. And we've played 4 full innings. It's 3-1 Audubon in this game. James Flaws joins us now. Coach, your team keeps fighting, keep hitting. What are they doing? You're getting good jumps and good base running. What's working there in the offense?
Oh, been able to steal bases, but we got to get some hits. I mean, we haven't put the ball in play very well. Striking out, looking, striking out, swinging at rise balls. We got to do a better job having discipline at bats and hitting strikes that are there. We're watching the good ones and swinging at the bad ones right now. So we got to make an adjustment here. Got 3 innings to do so.
Made a pitching change again in this ball game. What are you looking for from Prickett?
We got to make them hit the ball and let us field it and not just put them on base via the walk or pass balls. So we might go back, but we'll see.
All right, appreciate your time, Coach. Thank you. Coach James Flaws and his father, Jim, last night. Carlisle won the state 4A championship in a long game that happened here. Not as long as the 5A game.
No.
But
both good games, though. Both
good
really
games.
good games.
And that first game was really good here today. And this one is cooking along now at a 3-1 clip here in the 5th. 3-3 and 2 for the visiting Audubon Wheelers in red, and Van Meter in blue. 1-1-2. Lots and lots of red here in the stands. Laura, I mean, there is a lot of Audubon enthusiasm in this game.
Well, first time at state for the softball team. And first time to be able to play for a state title. A lot of folks in town are coming out to support their team.
Are you good now?
We have a time called for just a moment. That's the catcher time, and then we'll get going again. Audubon, IGHSAU in this combined sharing agreement for girls sports, except volleyball for the foreseeable future. Miller, pitcher of record right now. She struck out 4. Good contact hitter, multi-sport athlete. Hits it in the air towards right. Going over is Vaught, but actually making the catch is Schnell in right. 1 away in the 5th. Alexis Obermeyer to bat now. Her father, Chris, coaching down at first. Obermeyer pops it up right over at third. Coming in as Wallace. She actually hops the bag and the line to make the play in a couple of pitches and a couple of outs.
That's sometimes hard to do as third base. You've got a lot of obstacles over there. You got to know where your feet are, know where the bag is, not trip over it. Keep your eye on the ball.
There's Coach Obermeyer. He was actually named the head coach back in January when it was going to just be Audubon. And then when they decided to do the sharing agreement, that's when they named Coach Schwerer, and he's like, hey, she's a fantastic coach. This has worked out really well. He wasn't really wanting to do that job, but he was happy to be an assistant.
And it's worked out. They're a great combination together. They've done a good job of getting this team to this point in year number 1 of the co-op.
Pitch from Prickett is a strike to Addie Hooker, who had a single to left back in the 3rd and a strikeout in the 2nd. Bats here in a 5th. Off-speed pitch is chopped foul just out of the outstretched arm of Callie Richards. Now, Callie Richards' sister, Bailey, used to be the pitcher for Van Meter. Bailey now the head coach at Ballard. So very similar to the Rose from Assumption, or the Nidgies. One was a pitcher, now a catcher. Same situation here for the Richards. And that one's fouled off Richards' right foot.
And Bailey's also an assistant at DMAC as well. So the Ballard head coach and an assistant with DMAC, and getting a lot of opportunity to coach a lot of Iowa girls, which is kind of fun.
Plenty of coaches here this week. Not as many come to the championship game because they don't get to see quite as many players, but man, on quarters and semis, there were a lot here. Outside pitch ball, 2-2.
Yeah, why wouldn't you be as a college coach? There's so much talent, top to bottom, all classes. And I know we have talked about and seen all the players that are going on to continue their career in college.
Smacked foul and just out of the reach of Wallace. She needed a couple more steps and a couple more steps. This will be pitch number 8 of this at-bat for Addie Hooker. The 2-2. Off-speed, swung on and missed. Strikeout number 5. As the Wheelers go in order, we go to the bottom of the 5th. Still a 3-1 lead. There's a look at that pitch again. Just took enough off of it.
Kind of drops right at the knees and drops out of the zone.
They're standing for Van Meter because it's time to stretch. They're standing for Audubon as well here this afternoon.
ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back, for it's root for the... If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Fans of all ages are pretty excited about this one. Oh, give us a clap. Can you give us a clap?
Come on.
Come on, give Grandma a clap. Fans are excited here. This one been moving along, Laura. 3-1 here in the bottom of the 5th. Pitching was something we talked about. A couple of errors have made a difference in this ball game. What else has stood out to you?
Well, I think just the fact, you know, errors aside, defense has been pretty good, but the pitchers have really locked in, have given up a couple of hits, but not many. I mean, 3 hits and 1 hit. So they're making the most of their opportunities when they have gotten them. You get on base, you use your speed to your advantage, try to manufacture runs, and that's what they've done. There's our noisemaker.
Oh, we can hear it down here, that is for certain. And now Alice Ruggles down 0-2. Has hit some power this season. They need even a solo shot right now makes this thing interesting. It's Ruggles, Schnell, and Netton due up for the Bulldogs. The pitch, high speed, and not only did it hit the light behind us, it spun that thing around like a top. That got hit last night too.
That one's
great. Kevin's gonna have, we're gonna have to have Kevin come out and fix
maintenance.
it.
You know, the look on Ruggles' face after that ball game when they won on the walk-off, she came off the field and she was in tears. She was so excited. It was tears of joy, and I went up to her and I said, I saw you come. I said, how excited? She goes, can't you tell? I'm so excited. Just the tears rolling down her face.
That one gets by Porsche. And now the count goes full to the junior. Three balls, 2 strikes. Miller fires high, right above the Van Meter on her shirt, and Ruggles is excited. Leadoff walk here in the 5th.
Good at bat by Ruggles. Waited it out, got it full, and was able to get that leadoff walk. And this is going to be a good opportunity here for the Bulldogs to see if they can push a run or 2 across.
Coming in to run is Katie Vaught.
Flex up.
Katie Vaught is the flex, and so she comes in to run. Coach calls her a student of the game. Terrific glove, 4-sport athlete, just don't get to have her bat very often.
No, she's one a student of the game. They say she always knows what's happening in 2A softball.
Oh, yeah.
Always in the know, looking at stats, looking at standings, who's doing what. So studies the game and knows what's happening in her class.
Sounds like a future coach.
Absolutely.
Or analyst, broadcaster.
Yeah.
The bunt is down. Fielded by Miller. It's dropped, and it's going to be safe at first. As Hooker just had that thing kind of bounce awkwardly. It was kind of a tough throw. And Schnell gets the bunt down. It was fast, but it was just a low throw. And boy, I think Hooker might think she actually might have had a hold of it.
I know, it was very close. I thought she reached back down and got it.
Gotta make right throws, gotta catch those, all right? Hey, probably bunting with this one. Okay, I still want the out at 1, okay? When you get it at 1, they're probably going 4, so make sure you get that out, okay?
Good throws, good catches. Here we go.
All right.
Yep. We got this.
Coach Sweary, real quick, real to the point. You kind of have to be. You only get so much time.
Okay.
She didn't quite have control.
Yep, got it. Yep.
Good question. That's your first defensive conference.
Yep.
And just an ask on the way by back to the dugout if she did get it, didn't have control. And that's what the umpire said, just could not get control of that ball to pick it up. It was very close.
Gary Wax told me he was only going to say ball striker out on the mic. We caught 5 extra words from him. Love to hear the microphones on the umpires, and it's always fun to hear more of this game than you normally get to hear. We're hearing a rally coming from Van Meter right now. They have 2 on and nobody out, and Miller throws a ball high to open it up against the top of the order in Finley Netton. Maybe this wakes up Van Meter. Let's see what Netton can do. She's one of those that watched that title game back. She's trying to not let it be the same result. Puts it down in a bunt. That's going to be a hit every single day, Brooks. No play anywhere. Netton on to load the bases with nobody out here in the 5th.
That was laid down perfectly by Netton. Just waited until the last minute, got the bat level, dropped it right down the third baseline. No place for Brooks to go except pick it up and get it back to the circle.
And now it's Wallace. And you don't have any base. You got to think if there's somebody that maybe has some extra pop.
My bad. I try and drown you out most of the time, Coach. My bad.
That's good.
This is one of those moments where you think of if you had an absolute power hitter coming up, do you think about the whole walk to save a couple of runs on? But at this point, you can't down 3-1, really?
No, I think you got to play it out here. You got to pitch to her. You got to let the defense do the work. They're going to be in on the corners a little bit.
The first pitch is high to Wallace. They don't give away state championships. You got to earn them.
You got to earn them.
And it's going to be tough moments like this. Vaught at third, Schnell at second, Netton at first. The pitch to Wallace. Misses.
And Porsche turns around and asks, where was it? Because she thought it was got the top of the zone. And they said, nope, just a little bit out of the zone, up.
And that pitch is high, 3-0.
Yeah, this is where you have to take a deep breath if you're Miller and just go ahead, put it right down Broadway. You have to believe that Wallace is taken.
Low gets away. 1 run comes. They might wave a second one, but they don't. Coming in on ball 4 and scoring is Ruggles to cut the lead to 1. So Wallace reaches on the walk. Bases are loaded for Callie Richards now.
Gotta shake it off. Flush it. Let's go. Got work to do.
Okay, here we go, Red. Here we go.
Work to do.
Come on.
Little huddle to calm everybody down.
That's why they give you those conferences.
They
Use
do.
them.
They do. I mean, it's timeouts in basketball. You got to take those 30-second timeouts.
First pitch strike to Callie Richards. 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out. Van Meter scored 1 in the second.
You're hoping for a ground ball here to get the force at home.
Hit in the air, popped up on the infield. Infield fly, the batter is out. Runners must advance at their own peril. And that is about other than a double play or triple play, one of the worst outcomes. More importantly for Audubon, they get out number 1.
Still have to look for the ball in the dirt.
And that's a strike to Madeline Waldorf.
And they aren't afraid to do that. I would venture a guess that they may try it again here in this sequence, try to squeeze that run home.
Pitch is high, and they throw high just in case that's what she's thinking.
Always try to throw it up in the zone when you think somebody's going to try to lay down a bunt to get them to pop it straight up.
High again.
Porsche tried to sneak that back into the zone, just the quick glove work. Tried to bring it back in, see if Gary Wax would make that call.
Swung and fouled to the screen above first base. In front of the Audubon fans that are on the right side of us, as opposed to the fans that are on the right center and above. Porsche readjusts the mask. It's time to get things set. Miller looks to her wrist, winds and fires, pitch right down the middle, had some spin on it. And Waldorf spoils it.
Challenging Waldorf, gave her a pretty good pitch to swing at.
And Porsche is looking to the dugout. I don't know if she agreed with the pitch, but the 2-2 is inside, called third strike. Wow.
That is such a huge out right now for Audubon. Inside, let her high, caught the corner. And that's what they were looking for. That was a huge pitch.
That's like a trick shot in pool right there. That had some spin coming in, catches the plate. And now, 2 outs after the bases were loaded. Hallie Corrado swings for the fences. The quick throw down to third, not in time. Brooks put the tag down, but it didn't matter.
You have to be careful of that throw, too, in this situation, because your backup is off the left field line if that ball gets by Brooks.
Everybody wants to make a big play in a state tournament game, but that can also give it away. Another pitch. And now the Audubon faithful make some noise. As Riley Miller is a strike away from a Houdini. Miller looks in to the dugout, can't quite hear the call, but gets it, throws it. Smacked into center base hit, 1 run in. Here comes the second. Netton's throw, the tag is applied, and out at the plate, And Netton argues that she was there or blocked. Nielsen nails her at the plate.
All of that together was just quality softball. Here's the throw in.
Which beat her. Oh, and she's saying she blocked it.
She was blocking the plate. Is what I think was the argument.
Was the argument, yeah.
But she did allow her to get to the plate, but came across with the tag. And that is one heck of a throw from Nielsen out in center field. But the piece of hitting, the adjustment made at the plate to go up and get that rise ball and hit it on the screws to center field, that was a great adjustment at the plate.
So Netton is out 8-3. Corrados gets a single and an RBI. And it ties this game at 3. So if you are Van Meter, not necessarily lost in all this, but just remember, you tied the game. You did what you needed to do, and that was tie it up. We go to the 6th. Prickett back in the circle. Michelle Brooks. First pitch to the Audubon County Fair Queen is a strike. She's looking forward to competing at the Iowa State Fair. Just a few short days away.
Asked her what she was looking most forward to. One of it was meeting new people. Other was eating fair food. And she was looking forward to trying to beat that out for a base hit.
Just a step behind, but it had just enough awkward spin. She had a chance there.
I think we're good.
So Anna Larson will come in and bat from the left side. One out here in the 6th. First pitch, strike. Where's the momentum right now, Laura? Is it with which team? The blue or the red?
I'm going to lean towards the blue right now after the rally they had to tie it up. And if they get out of this inning 1, 2, 3, I think it's even more on their side.
Roll over out. Larson, Corrados to Waldorf, 2 away. This is the 9th-place hitter, and if Goodwin is retired, that would bring the top of the order up for Audubon in their 7th. Due up for Van Meter in their half of the 6th is 6, 7, 8. But let's not wish away anything. Gemini Goodwin today 0 for 2.
Well, that is so good. Prickett has she's not overpowering with her speed. And then when she takes even more off of it, it's a knee buckler.
And it's exactly what she just did to Prickett. The Scholar was stumped on that one. 6 strikeouts for Miller. And you've been hearing it in our broadcast, I'm sure. And fans get excited. They make noise.
Van Meter now needs to carry that wave of momentum into this half of the inning. See if they can push one across and then hold Audubon in the top of the 7th. But, it comes down, you tie it up, it comes down to it's a 2-inning game, basically.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to try to score and see if you can get something done in regulation.
As we have now pushed past 7 o'clock. The 1A championship game is slated to start at 7:30. As the Audubon fans are staring into the sun now as it gets to be a little bit lower in the sky here and a little brighter, harder to look into, but I'm hearing some coaching from the side saying, hey, get in on Weedman. Said she's a slapper. Corners are in on her. She puts us at, oh, unbelievable. Right behind the hole left. I don't think Brooks gets that no matter where she's placed. No. That's just an excellent piece of hitting.
It was just what a lefty slapper does, just places the ball right over the head of the third baseman into left field, and I don't care how close Larson was playing. That one was going to drop for a base hit no matter what.
Lead off aboard for Van Meter here in the 6th. Bulldogs scored 1 in the 2nd to strike first, then Audubon with 2 in the 3rd and 1 in the 4th. First pitch is a strike as the bunt is shown by Prickett, who's 0 for 2, reached on an error and has struck out. Shows bunt again. They're going to throw, and that ball's going to go into left field. There's nobody there. And good hustle by Nielsen, because otherwise Weedman would be standing on 3rd. She's dancing anyway because she's in scoring position on the potential go-ahead run here in the 6th.
That went off the bat or the helmet of Prickett on the throw down. And they didn't say there was any interference. She was in the box. She wasn't interfering in any way, but that ball caromed off of Prickett, and that's why it went out into left field.
Because Peterson had left her position to go field the bag, and you don't throw it on the short side of the bag. You throw it on the second side, or on the first base side. The 0-2, high. Prickett, a couple of hits in the quarterfinals. Looking for a big one right now. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. Popped up, foul back into the net.
See what Miller can come up with here. See if she can get a big strikeout.
Pitch is again fouled back near the stomper.
Prickett's just a battler.
The pitch is pulled foul towards the first base dugout.
Up high, down low. Good control of the bat, able to spoil pitches.
Pitch number 8 of the at-bat is a popped up on the infield. Brooks gets the catch. 1 away.
A good battle won by Miller, but Prickett fouled off a ton of pitches. Just could not square that one up.
First pitch from Miller to Alice Ruggles is a ball. Ruggles 0 for 1 and a walk.
She's got some pop in that bat, though.
Great pitch by Miller for a strike. One ball, 1 strike. Bunt shown, popped up, foul. Don't you love the old bunt for 2 bases on the... Sometimes you bunt, that whoever's at second just runs until they stop you. Let's see what Weedman does here. But it's 1 and 2. She's swinging away, and she swings right through it. Strike 3.
Asked her to do a couple different things. Let her look at one pitch, try to lay it down the next pitch, and Miller just blows it by her. A ball that was up in the zone and worked away from Ruggles.
You know that shot, what it just looked like? Kind of looked like the cover of the program here this year. Chris and you on the cover.
You didn't lean far enough to the left or far enough to the right to be able to get into the picture of the cover of the... That's the program I'm going to save for a long time.
And you're signing those
in between games.
In between this game? Yeah, that's what I thought. The 1-0 is a swing and a miss by Maddie Schnell.
Can Schnell do it again? A little magic for Schnell. Got a good rip at it this last pitch.
She said those first couple of at-bats in that game, they were in her head. She was just kind of had a different mindset late in the game. She's thinking, I can do it again, right?
She said there was a lot going through her mind, but the main thing was don't get down. Don't let those other at-bats get to you. Everything's a whole new at-bat every time you go up to the plate.
That's also the beauty of this sport. And you have to tell young people playing, can't let your previous at-bat bother you. Every one is your new battle. The 2-2 is ripped foul down towards first base. And Hillary Ullman is down there coaching. I think they've been alternating with her and Josh Flaws. So I'm pretty sure I've seen Josh run by here a couple of times, which is James's cousin. First cousin, not brother.
You got that whole, we had it down last year, the whole family tree. I think you reconfirmed it.
Because you have to remember that Jim, the dad, is a twin.
That's right.
And that just makes it even more complicated. But I was going to say earlier, James was kind of pulling a move from Jim. Last night, Jim with a quick decisions to make changes. That is one thing of his game that maybe they do talk about around the table. Well hit in the air, deep to right. That has a chance to go, and it just did. Can you believe it? Maddie Schnell, the 8th grader. She walked it off in the semis. She just hit the game go-ahead 2-run homer.
She thought it was crazy the other night when she hit it and walked it off. It is crazy right now for Van Meter. What a swing, what a rip. And it was about the same spot that she hit the one the other night. And coach said she's been working hard all season long to hit the ball back up the middle into that left or that right center gap. And that's exactly where she hit it.
Weidman scores on the home run by Schnell, the 8th grader. 8th grader. I have an 8th grader at home. I know what they think. That's amazing when you see the 8th graders play at this stage. That is awesome.
Had not hit a home run all season, has hit 2 here in back-to-back games.
Nielsen and Goodwin just kind of watched that one. They went back, and that helpless feeling when that ball is going up and over.
History sometimes has a knack for repeating itself.
And now it's Finley netting.
We see something amazing every single year. We see a player emerge as a star player, as somebody that's going to have a huge career. We see all kinds of different things. We get to follow their careers for the next 4 or 5 seasons. And Maddie Schnell has certainly made an impact early on in her young career.
Watching from that first base dugout, Coach Swears. Pitch is high. Coach Schwery there, she's just thinking one pitch. We were out of that.
And that's exactly it. They had her down 2 strikes, and she was just able to catch up to that rise ball.
I think it hung up just a little bit, maybe.
I think it did. But Audubon, you know, they have the top of their lineup coming up in the 7th.
Miller's shaking off.
She didn't want to throw the pitch. Netton steps out, a little cat and mouse.
The 3-2 to Netton is popped back into the screen. Netton is a track state champ. She said she really had some nerves in that first game of the season, and we're still finding the owner, the parent of this home run ball. There's
You know what, if nobody wants to claim Maddie Schnell, I will claim her as my own.
Riley Miller comes back with a strikeout here. Strikeout number 7, but the damage is done. Maddie Schnell, there's Dad. Stand and take a bow. Your daughter's had 2 huge home runs here at State. Unbelievable the way that one is finished. You got to be smiling, and this one has been fun to watch so far. Early on, Van Meter scored a couple of errors, allowed Audubon to keep that inning going, and then Van Meter took advantage when they just couldn't push any across, and then a couple of errors on Van Meter allowed 1 run to score, and then it's thrown into the dugout, got past Richards, and then she threw it away, and then in the 4th, Audubon comes back with a double to the outfield by Taryn Peterson to give him the lead. And then in the 6th, Van Meter on a hit that will live on in state tournament lore. Maddie Schnell, the 2-run homer, is the difference in this 5-3 contest. And just like that, Laura, Van Meter, 39 wins in a row, trying to get number 40. They're 3 outs away from doing just that.
They got a tough part of the lineup to try to work around. Nielsen's going to try to set the table.
And first pitch swung on. Hit towards Wallace across to Waldorf. Out number 1. Maddie Nielsen's out. And it's Taryn Peterson, who had a good hit the last time up. You just saw in that highlight package. She needs to get on to bring the tying run to the plate. First pitch off the plate on the changeup.
7 seniors on this Audubon team. Brought a couple of seniors over from Exira, Elkhorn, Kimballton, but 5 of the seniors have been together since the 6th grade for this Audubon team, trying to make a big comeback if they can.
They did it the other day in the semifinal, down 2 in their half of the 7th. One is hit towards short, gloved by Netton. Throw across in time. Netton rifled that thing across for out number 2. It's down to Jordan Porsche, the senior. Softball is a passion for her. You know she's not wanting to go out. She'll battle here. First pitch off the plate.
Just looking to try to keep it going. They just need 1 base runner to bring up the next hitter, the tying run.
Next pitch to Porsche misses. Let's not forget Prickett and the job she has done since coming in relief here. Does she have enough to close it out?
2 games in a row. She has come in and righted the ship.
The pitch. Chopper again, foul off of Porsche this time.
2-1.
2 balls and a strike. Prickett's pitch is again fouled away. And Porsche's down to her final strike in this Class 2A state championship game. As we move towards 7:30 on this beautiful Friday night. Light breeze. Gorgeous night for July 26th. Here's the pitch. Ground ball hit, goes off of Netton's glove. Took a heck of a hop, and Porsche is not going to drive away into the night here. 2-out hit to make room for Riley Miller.
That was so hard hit, and it was one of those in-between hops, and when it got to Netton, it just hopped up over her shoulder.
I think Netton's going to see that one in her dreams. Riley Miller, 0 for 2, hits it up the middle, base hit. The throw to second is not in time. It was a rocket by to Vaught. And now Audubon trying to play cardiac kids yet again.
We got time, we got it.
Michelle Brooks told me that Riley Miller is on one of the superstitions. She was on an ice cream cone streak. Has to have vanilla ice cream cone, make it herself.
20.
Lucy Stannerson to run. Let's listen in to Coach Flaws. He's out there in the circle.
Got to cut the four. You got to cut the four. Okay. Make sure they're playing deep, coming through it. All right. Let's get me one out right now. Okay. Let's go. Make them earn it. Let's go. Dogs on three. 1, 2, 3.
20's courtesy running.
So Stannerson is the courtesy runner at first. She represents the tying run. The run that you need to get to the tying run is Jordan Porsche. She's at second. The winning run is Alexis Obermeyer, and she's at the plate right now. Great crowd on hand here. 2 outs. Van Meter just needs 1. Off speed, first pitch is outside for a ball. Chopper to third. All she has to do is step on the bag, and that is a state championship. Lauren Wallace makes the play. Van Meter rewrites the script from 23 to now say state champion in 24.
The celebration in the circle for the Bulldogs, the disappointment on the Wheelers sidelines. What a ball game between these two teams. Back and forth. Audubon had Van Meter on the ropes, but I think the experience of being in this game a year ago helped Van Meter, and they were able to come back and grab the lead and hold on.
There's a look at the Audubon team, and you see some tears streaming down there as they felt all of a sudden that they were still in it right here at the end. They were in it the whole game. Let's not say they weren't in it. This was, as you said, Laura, just outstanding game here.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the emblem for the award ceremony. Presenting the Class 2A All-Tournament Team medals.
Farm Bureau Representative Brian Feldposh, assisted by Executive Director of the IGHSAU, Aaron Gurley. Here is your 2024 Class 2A All-Tournament team. From Van Meter, Lauren Wallace. From Audubon, Taryn Peterson. From East Marshall, Morgan Neuroff. From East Marshall, Peyton Grabenbauer. From Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont, Kate Schaefer. From Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont, Megan Laberbrecht. From Van Meter, Finley Netton. From Audubon, Jordan Porsche.
The alternative teams are being announced. Aaron Peterson and Jordan Porsche are on the alternative team.
From Van Meter, Kennedy Weedman. From Audubon, Riley Miller.
Aaron Peterson, Jordan Porsche, Riley Miller are going to be the all-tournament team representatives for Audubon.
And your 2024 Class 2A All-Tournament Team Captain. From Van Meter, Maddie Schnell.
Not many times, Laura, the 9th place batter is the all-tournament captain.
And an 8th grader.
And an 8th grader. Maddie Schnell is the all-tournament captain. Walk-off home run to win in the semifinal. Hits the game-winning home run in the 6th in the final.
Just an amazing performance, and all those players on the all-tournament team had great tournaments. And the softball that we have seen here this week has just been amazing, and really great moments that we've seen in all games. This one with the home run, as both teams battled so hard, and credit to Audubon for their first state appearance and making it all the way to the state title.
Will receive a commemorative softball provided by Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Girls Athletic Union. Presenting awards are members of the IGHSAU Board of Directors, Ron Fodness, Jen Donnells, Tanya Moe, and Zach Clark. Congratulations to the runners-up in Class 2A, head coach Andrea Schwery and the Audubon Wheelers on an outstanding 2024 softball season. And their ticket was punched to get here. Tonight, they redeemed their ticket as your 2024 Class 2A state softball champions. Head coach James Flaws and the Bulldogs from Van Meter.
Whatever Dad does, the kids sometimes want for themselves. Jim Flaws for Carlisle wins a state title. Today his son wins a state title as the head coach of Van Meter. Congratulations to them. 40 consecutive wins, Laura, to end it for Van Meter.
That's definitely a great season, a great way to end it. They were runner-up a year ago, champions this year. Congratulations to Audubon to making it to the state title game as well.
So long from 2A, 1A next here on Iowa PBS in all 99 counties. We'll see you in a bit. Congratulations, Van Meter.
Funding provided by
Musco Lighting is honored to support Iowa PBS. We're an Iowa company that lights local schools, community fields, and stadiums, arenas, and venues in more than 125 countries. While our reach is global, our commitment is local.
The Pella Roll Screen Foundation is a proud supporter of Iowa PBS. Pella Windows and Doors strives to better our communities and build a better tomorrow.
And by Fareway Meat and Grocery. For more than 80 years, Fareway has been proud to be an active part of the communities we serve. Learn more at fareway.com.
With our Iowa roots and Midwestern values, Farmers Mutual Hail is committed to offering innovative farm insurance for America's farmers, just as we have for 6 generations. Farmers Mutual Hail, America's crop insurance company.